Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com. We got Raider baseball coming your way here this evening in a Class 2A showdown. The Class 2A number 1 Wapahani Raiders 8-2 on the year, welcoming the Class 2A number 3 Alexandria Tigers to Raider Field here in Selma, Indiana here this evening. Tigers coming in here at 10-4. Should be a great matchup here between two powerhouse programs here that's been very successful not only this year but through many other years. So we're excited to get things going here tonight, folks, as we'll go ahead and get right into things here with our Jones Auto Body pregame report. We'll start off here with the Raiders. You come back out last night when the Raiders took care of business against Westdale. That was a big-time conference game for us. We took care of business, did exactly what we had to do, and really a well-pitched game by Chandler Wise. He really got it started there for us on the mound, and not only that, but then the guys were hitting the baseball very well. We got it going from the very beginning. We got guys on base, we got them in, we did the things that we needed to do, and not only that, but we just played baseball. We did things the right way. And, when you play great team-oriented baseball, then a lot of great things can happen for you. So we're really excited to get things going here tonight as we'll be beginning here with the starting lineup here momentarily. Again, 8-2 on the year are the Raiders. 10-4 are the Alexandria Tigers. So we'll start off here with we do have a little change in the lineup here for Alexandria. So we'll start off here with the right fielder, number 23, Ryland Metz. And batting second and pitching now will be Brennan Moorhead. That will be switched around here. So now Matthew Etherington has now went from the pitcher's mound to playing third base. That was the change. They just gave us a lineup. But now they just switched it on us there. So, again, Moorhead will be pitching. Etherington will be playing third base. Batting fourth and playing shortstop, number 14, Trey Stokes. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 34, Nick Williams. Batting sixth, the designated hitter, number 29, Braden Gaines. Batting seventh and catching, number 20, Brandon Patz. Batting eighth, playing left field, number 11, Miller Abernathy. And batting ninth, the center fielder, number 25, Jarrett Small. Now we'll take a look here at your starting lineup for your Wapahani Raiders. Leading off and playing center field, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Batting second, playing second base, number 12, Chandler Wise. Batting third and catching for the Raiders, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Batting fourth and playing first base, number 23, Drew Young. Batting fifth and playing third base, number 22, Braxton Davis. Batting sixth, the shortstop, number 8, Stephen Vickery. Batting seventh, and he'll be designated hitter here this evening, number 17, Brevin Rivers. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, number 21, Riley Porter. Also batting eighth and playing left field, number 11, Isaiah Brozier. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 10, Seth Adams. Again, your Raiders are coached by Brian Dudley, assisted by Jason Dudley, Randy Murphy, Willie Pease, Blake Turner, and Drew Brandt. So again, that's tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Jones Auto Body. Greatly appreciate you all for joining us here this evening. We'll step aside for a break for the national anthem and then tonight's first pitch right out here from beautiful Raider Field. All righty, welcome back here, folks. Again, Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy here on the WHS Network as we get closer and closer to tonight's first pitch. Again, the Class 2A number 1 Wapahani Raiders, 8-2 on the year, taking on the Class 2A number 3 Alexandria Tigers, now 10-4 on the season. And we're happy to have all you join us here this evening again. Now on YouTube, we switched gears there a little bit this week. The Cube that we have been going with the past couple years here got bought out by another company, and things weren't necessarily going to go quite as well. Things weren't going to be user-friendly for all you fine folks out there in Raider Nation. So we chose to go a different route, a much more user-friendly option here in YouTube. And not only that, but now you can watch the games anytime, 10, 15, 20, 50 years from now. It really doesn't make a difference as long as YouTube's around, I guess. Just something that we wanted to make sure to reiterate the fact of now we're going to be on a different website. So we're really excited to get things going here tonight. Should be a fantastic game here between Alexandria and Wapahani. So we'll start off here with the first pitch of the night to right fielder number 23, Rylan Metz. And that will be in there, called a strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Your Jones Auto Body defensive alignment here this evening. You got Isaiah Brozier out in left field, Garrett Stanley in center, Seth Adams over in right. Around the horn here, starting at third base, you got Braxton Davis at third. You got Stephen Vickery at shortstop, Chandler Wise at second. Also Drew Young at first base. And then your battery here, you have Riley Porter on the mound and Tyson Lipscomb behind home plate. So again, that's the Jones Auto Body defensive alignment. 0-2 here on Metz, and that's going to be a bouncer off of the pitcher's glove. And that's going to be a leadoff base runner to begin things here for the Alexandria Tigers. So an unfortunate way of allowing a hit there by Porter. But sometimes that's the way the ball bounces, I guess. If he was to potentially let that go through, you never know. Maybe Wise or Vickery could have potentially got there. I mean, you never know. But still, it's always better to, I guess, give that option to yourself there to potentially get that ball if you can. And Porter nearly had it, but unfortunately right off the glove. So now we'll have the pitcher, number 12, Brennan Moorhead, now at the plate. Again, a late change in the starting lineup here this evening. He was originally supposed to be playing third base, but now he's on the mound here tonight for the Tigers. 1-0 the count here on Moorhead. Porter glances over there at first base. Again, a pretty decent lead there by Metz. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a bunt back to the pitcher. He'll throw on down to first, and he'll get him by a step for the first down of the inning. So now with a man at second, now one out here in the inning, and that will bring to the plate the third baseman, number 4, Matthew Etherington. So the Tigers have an opportunity here early in this one to possibly push a run across, but Riley Porter and the Raiders hopefully looking for another option there by hopefully getting out of this inning with nothing crossing the plate. They're 0-1 to begin things here on Etherington. Following him will be Trey Stokes, the shortstop for the Tigers. Porter takes a long look in there, glances back at second, and a pitch will be in there, called a strike. Nice pitch there by Porter to now put Etherington down 0-2 in the count. So again, Metz, a decent runner out there at second base. He can definitely put the wheels on, so to speak, if need be. Middle infielders keeping him close. Here's the pitch and gets him swinging. A big-time strikeout there of Etherington for the second out of the inning. So now that will bring up the shortstop, number 14, Trey Stokes. So you still got Metz out there at second base, but now 2 out here in the inning. A big strikeout there as Porter looks to slam the door shut here on the top of the first inning. Here's the pitch. In there, called a strike, 0-1. I'll tell you what, he's got that breaking ball really working for him here in the early goings. You don't want to necessarily leave it over the plate. There's been a couple of times there where it's been definitely a little close. But still, he's got the breaking ball working as long as he can continue to locate his pitches really well, mix up his speeds. That will definitely keep the hitters off balance here today. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be up and in, now 1-1. Again, a great pitching performance last night. Actually, really the last about 2 or 3 games here. But these guys continue to battle. You know, it doesn't matter who it is. It can be Porter, Wise, Davis. Doesn't matter who it is, Drew Young, Brevin Rivers. They all go out there and they give it their best and they continue to battle. And that's really about, you know, one of the biggest things you can always ask out of your pitchers. Not only that, but throw strikes as well. You got to keep themselves in the ball game. So 1-2 now the count again here on Tigers shortstop Trey Stokes. Metz out at second base after a leadoff infield single. So Porter gets back on the rubber. Stokes in there at the batter's box. And the 1-2 will be a ball low and away to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So a pretty good pitch there by Riley Porter. Didn't really necessarily give him anything to hit, but kept it close enough to where it could be considered a strike. So deuces all across the board here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. And the pitch will get him swinging up and in for strike 3 to end the inning. So a big couple of outs right there by Porter via the strikeout as the Tigers go down here in the first inning after they get no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We'll head to the bottom of the first here from beautiful Raider Field. We'll be back with more Raider baseball right after the break. Alrighty, welcome back here, folks, on the WHS Network as we get things going here with the bottom half of the first inning. Again, a nice job there by Porter to get out of the top half of the inning after a leadoff single and then a sacrifice bunt to move Metz over there to second base. A couple of strikeouts there and a big-time situation there for the Tigers, and the Raiders were able to come up and really get out of things and put a 0 up on the board.
Leading off for Wapahani in the bottom of the first inning, the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley.
So here we are with the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley. As he'll lead off tonight's ball game, and that's going to be a hit by pitch. So that's a heck of a way to get on base, especially the first pitch of the game. Might have gave him a dead arm there. Looked like it got him pretty good. Potentially on the elbow. Elbow, the wrist area. So we're hoping that Garrett's going to be all right. Like I said, you really couldn't necessarily tell if it was, could have been elbow, forearm, wrist, somewhere right around in that general vicinity. So it looks like Garrett will stay in the ball game, but they'll definitely have to keep an eye on things there. Hopefully they don't swell up or potentially even worse than that, but hopefully he'll just be able to shake it off. I'm sure he'll have a nice bruise there and a welt for at least a couple days. So back at it here with a second baseman, Chandler Wise. So he looks to get things started with the bats here in this early part of the ball game. A little oopsie swing. Stanley will be out at second base, and Wise trucked the second baseman over there. So that'll be the first out of the inning. That was technically a 3-6 put out. So Wise again down at first base. We'll have the catcher Tyson Lipscomb now at the plate with one out here in the inning. All righty here. So Lipscomb has a great opportunity, hopefully, to get the Raiders on the board here early, or at least get on base somehow, as that'll be in there, called a strike, 0-1. Oh, 1 the count here, and a pickoff move back at first base as Wise will be in there safely. So again, the Raiders jumped out to an early start last night there against Westdale. Their last couple games have really been signs of fantastic hitting. But you got to get it going early and often. And the third baseman completely missed the ball right there. Now 0-2 the count here on Lipscomb. Oh, and 2 the count here on Lipscomb, and the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball into center field. Center fielder will be there and will make the catch for the second out of the inning. So nice drive there by Lipscomb, and unfortunately not enough there. And here we are with the first baseman, number 23, Drew Young. So Young here with a 2-out, 1-on situation. Looking to come up big here. Now it's going to be in there. Swung on and missed for a strike, 0-1. And Drew with a base hit by the shortstop. So that will be in there for a single, and the Raiders got something cooking here with 2 out, a little 2-out magic we're hoping for. So the Raiders will have them at first and second. Still 2 out here in the inning, and that will now bring to the plate third baseman, number 22, Braxton Davis. Davis, the number 5 hitter in the Raiders lineup. Here's the pitch. And in there, calling a strike, 0-1. So Moorhead trying to get out of trouble. Well, guys on base here at first and second to pitch. And that's going to be chopped foul to the third base side, 0-2. So Davis with a little two-strike protection here. Anything close, you're putting a good, sweet part of the bat on the baseball, hopefully. And see if the Raiders can't score at least one run here in the inning. Moorhead gets his signs, and the 0-2 pitch will be a base hit in the left field. Here's Wise motoring around third. We're going to have a play at the plate, and he's going to be in there safe. So Braxton Davis with a big two-out ribeye, and the Raiders now lead it 1-0. Fantastic piece of hitting there by Davis. Of course, Moorhead left it right over the plate. So Davis did exactly what he was supposed to do in that situation. That was whacking in the left field for a single. So that worked out beautifully there as the Raiders now lead it early here in this one, 1-0, and still threatening for more, as that's a pitch outside, 1-0. Here on the Raiders shortstop, number 8, Stephen Vickery. So now I guess it was 0-1 the count. Now it's okay. Yeah, so it is 2-0. I was getting ready to say they had it up on the scoreboard incorrectly. And I thought it was 1-0, now 2-0. But they're trying to play games with me, I guess, down there. So 2-0 the count here on Vickery and a pitch, and that's going to be fouled back out of play. So 2-1 now the count here on the Raiders shortstop. And you really got to like this lineup here for Wapahani. Yeah, they've had some struggles in a couple of games throughout the season here, but the game, the season is still early here. You've only played 10 games, as that's going to be a base hit in the center. Here comes Young, and they'll stop him at third. So another fine piece of hitting there by Stephen Vickery, battling off the pitch, and is able to find it in the center field for a single.
The designated hitter, number 17, Brevin Rivers.
So again, the Raiders have them loaded. Got Young at third, Davis at second, Vickery at first, and Rivers at the plate. And that'll be in there for a ball, 1-0. So Rivers open, he can come up big right here. Moorhead with a windup and a pitch. And that's going to hit the batter. And so they asked the field umpire if that was a swing, and they did not call it a swing. He didn't go. So that will be another run scored here by Wapahani. And the Alexandria Tigers head coach not very happy about that.
The left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier.
So a pair of guys that's now been hit by a pitch. So Davis now at third, Vickery at second, Rivers at first. As that'll be in there, called a strike. So we have the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier, standing in at the plate. Another key situation here for Brozier, looking to come up big time right here. Just a bit outside, even things up here to ball and a strike. So you can already kind of tell there's a little bit of tension. Yeah, there's definitely a little bit of tension here in this game. Well said there, Redbeard. You just kind of feel it in the air here a little bit, but main thing is can't go into the game, feeling that way. You just got to take it to them. Both teams are going to try to give it their very best and take it to their opponent here tonight. So hopefully the Raiders will win out here. 2-0 lead. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So a nice opportunity there. You get it next time there, Brozier. As the Raiders now lead it 2-0 after one inning of play here. They get 2 runs here on 3 hits. Also no errors, and 3 left on. We'll head to the top of the second inning here. Raiders lead at 2-0 after 1. Alrighty, folks, here we are back with the top of the second inning here from Raider Field. So we will begin things here with the first baseman, number 34, Nick Williams. As I'll be in there, ball low and away. 1-0 to begin things with Williams. Here's the pitch to Williams, chopped to the third baseman. Davis bobbles it, throws on to first, and the tag will be placed on it, and it'll be an out. A great job there by Davis, staying with it, and then Drew Young putting the tag on, and he really couldn't do a whole lot about it, but it looked like he got Williams in the face. So we hope the young man's going to be all right. But that was literally the only play he could make. So 1 out here in the inning, and now we'll have the designated hitter, number 29, Brayton Gaines, now at the plate here for the Tigers. Porter takes a long look in there to Lipscomb. He gets what he likes. There's the pitch. On the outside corner, 0-1. Porter here with the 0-1 offering. Be a ball high and in to even things up here at 1-1. And Porter again had the leadoff man on there in the top of the first. Was able to escape him from crossing the plate there in the inning. And so far started off this second inning rather well. After that's up and away now, 2-1 the count here on Gaines. So here's the 2-1 from Porter. In there, called a strike. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes here on the designated hitter for Alexandria. Porter here with a windup and the pitch. Fouled off, so Gaines will stay alive. Still with an even count here, 2 balls and 2 strikes. What a beautiful day for baseball here this evening. Of course, I guess could be still a little bit warmer, but hey, we're not going to complain. It's right there around, I think, 60 degrees or so, which is really a pretty nice temperature there. Vickery throws on the first, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Nice play there by Vickery. So 2 up and 2 down.
Now batting for the Tigers.
And now we'll have the catcher, number 20, Brandon Pats. So Porter back on the mound here. Pats in the batter's box. And that'll be in there, called strike, 0-1. It seems like I don't necessarily say this every game, but the importance of first pitch strikes and getting out to a good start every single batter. We've really seen that already in most, if not nearly every batter in this game here by Riley Porter. So if he continues that trend, gets the hitters in a hole early, it's really going to complement the rest of his day on the mound. So 1 ball, 1 strike here on Pats. And that's going to be fouled back and out of play. So now it'll be 1-2. Following Pats will be the left fielder Abernathy, which the Raiders are looking to potentially see him next inning instead of here in the second inning. So I'm not sure exactly why the umpire called time. Looked to have said something there to Porter. Not quite sure what that was, but nevertheless, here 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out here in the top of the second, and the pitch. And strike 3, pull the chainsaw, see you later. So the Raiders are able to shut down, or really Riley Porter able to shut down the Tigers here in the second inning. Had some nice defense there behind him by Braxton Davis and Stephen Vickery, as the Tigers get no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. To the bottom of the second, here we go from Raider Field. We'll step aside and we'll be back with more Raider baseball right after the break. Welcome back here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com with Raider Baseball here on the WHS Network. Bottom half of the second, the Raiders lead it here 2-0. The line score here as we enter the bottom of the second inning. Tigers with no runs on a hit, no errors. While the Raiders here on the other side have 2 runs on 3 hits and no errors. So you like the start here by the Raiders, looking to push that lead just a little bit further here in the bottom of the second. And we'll lead things off here with the right fielder, number 10, Seth Adams. Moorhead with a pitch and nearly clips him there to begin things here at 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes here to Seth Adams. Following him will be right back to the top of the order there with Garrett Stanley. Now 2-0. That's a ball low in the dirt. Third baseman playing in on the grass, protecting the bunt potentially. And that one's going to be fouled back out of play now to run the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. Again, we'll be back on the air tomorrow. We have a doubleheader, Lady Raider softball, tomorrow morning, as that will be swung on and missed, strike 2, to even things up here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But again, we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. A Game 1 start time of 10 o'clock. against the Alexandria Lady Tigers, as ironic enough as it is. We'll be playing them back-to-back days, except from going baseball to softball. So should be a great day of softball there. That'll be our first games of the year broadcasting the softball team. It's just the way that the schedule's really turned out. Really haven't been able to get over there to broadcast any of their games quite yet. We barely even got to broadcast any baseball games, even really for that matter. So we'll see what happens here. Leadoff man on there with Seth Adams drawing a walk. A very nice AB there for the young man. And here we are with the top of the order up with the center fielder, number 15, Garrett Stanley. Was hit by the first pitch of the game, at least for the Raiders, that is. Was hit right there on the arm. Looked to be all right. So 0-1 to begin things here with Stanley. Moorhead glances over there at first, comes with a set. And the 0-1 will be in there for a ball to even it up here at 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, Adams at first base. Pretty, really overall pretty good speed there. Chopper over the pitcher's head. Bobbles it there by the second baseman. Everybody's going to be safe. So a miscue there by the second baseman of the Tigers. Now the Raiders are threatening again here. So E4 on the play. And Adams advances to second. Stanley at first. And now the second baseman, number 12, Chandler Wise. He had a little swing in the first inning. Bounced out to the first baseman. Then he threw down the second for a force out. But then Chandler eventually, later on, scored a run after a 2-out single by Braxton Davis. So 0-1 to Wise. And chop to the third baseman. He's going to bobble that one. And everybody again will be safe. So a pair of errors in a row. And the Raiders have them loaded with still nobody out here in the inning. So Adams at third, Stanley at second, Wise at first, and the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb, at the plate. He flew out to the center fielder in the first inning. And, man, this is where we really got to wreak some havoc. So 1-0 the count here on Lipscomb. We got to strike with some force here in this inning. Put multiple crooked numbers up on the board, and that's going to be ball 2 on the outside part of the plate. So a great hitter's count here for Lipscomb. Let's see what he gets. Moorhead with the pitch. And that's going to be fouled off to the third base side and out of play. Now 2-1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Again, the bases are loaded. Forgot to put the man on over there at third base. And a pitch. And rifled down the right field line, but foul. Nearly took off the first base coach Jason Dudley's hands down there. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes to the Raiders catcher. Moorhead here with a windup and a 2-2 offering. Will be down the first base line, but foul. So Tyson just got to keep battling there, young man. Got to win the battle here. Got to protect the plate here with 2 strikes. Again, 2-2 the count. Adams at third. Stanley at second. Wise at first. So you got some speed on the base passes. Let's see what can happen right here. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And a ball low and away to run the count to full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a good at bat here so far by Lipscomb. Let's see if we can make it great. And that's exactly what Lipscomb does, as he works a walk to now play another run. So great pitch selection and recognition there by Lipscomb by not, really not giving in to some of those pitches. He's very, very careful with what he was swinging at. And not only that, but then some of the pitches that were going to be pretty close, he was able to foul off. So a great at AB there by Lipscomb. As now Stanley's at third, Wise at second, Lipscomb now at first, and that's going to be a foul out by Drew Young. So he got a base hit there in the first inning, fouled out right here to the pitcher. Really, I guess essentially that would be an infield fly, even though it still was in foul ground. So 1 out here in the inning. Third baseman, number 22, Braxton Davis, now standing in, as that's a ball up in the zone, 1-0. Braxton there in the first inning came up with that big-time 2-out RBI single. Looking for much of the same right here. Hopefully another base hit or a walk or whatever keeps the line of moving. It's a 3-0 lead here for the Raiders. 2-0 the count on Davis, and the pitch be in there, called a strike. That was a pretty nice pitch to swing at right there. But maybe Davis just didn't like it enough. Here's the 2-1. And right back to the pitcher. He'll throw home. Now on down to first. He's going to airmail that. So Wise will come home to score. And Lipscomb will stay put at third. So essentially a tailor-made double play gone wrong. So a 1-3.
The shortstop, number 8.
Force out, then the air in the throw. Pardon me, that was a 1-2 force out, excuse me. A 1-2 force out, and then E2 there on the catcher, which allowed Wise to come home. I'll be in there, called a strike. Now 0-1 to begin things here with shortstop number 8, Stephen Vickery. Had a single in the first inning.
Over the shortstop's head, they're really good.
Pickoff move back in there safely at first is Davis. Redbeard a little bit slow there on the pickoff move. And the pitch from Moorhead will be dribbled to the third baseman. He'll throw down the first, and that will end the inning. So the Raiders threaten for more, but they're able to get a couple here in the bottom half of the second inning as they get 2 runs here on no hits, also 3 errors, and 2 left on base. So again, the Raiders lead at 4-0 after 2. We'll step aside and we'll be back with more Raider baseball here on the WHS Network. Welcome back out of the break here. Again, the B. Joseph Davis Attorney at Law game break here as we begin the third inning here from beautiful Raider Field. Again, glad to have all of you with us here this evening. And what has been a very successful night here so far for the Raiders through the first two innings of the game as they lead at 4-0. So we'll begin things here with left fielder number 11, Miller Abernathy, as he hits that one down the third base line foul. So 0-1 to begin things here with Abernathy. He's the number 8 hitter in the order, followed by Jarrett Small. And then Rylan Metz, the 8-9-1 hitters here in the third. Here's the pitch in there for a ball. 1-1 the count. Abernathy back in there. Porter gets the signs. And here's a 1-1 offering. Will be swung on and missed. Strike two, bringing the high heat as Riley Porter. And you got to keep these hitters off balance. A part of that is changing the eye level of the hitter. So maybe looking to go something more low and away right here. Goes away from him. Now 2-2 the count. Probably wouldn't be too bad of an idea to go back outside here one more time. Here's the 2-2 from Porter. Nub shot back at us here. So might have went down there in the concession stand. Maybe Brenda might have caught that one there on a pork burger. That will be a little souvenir. Why would you want cheese? But you can have a baseball on your sandwich. So 2-2 the count here on Abernathy. So he keeps battling here in this at bat. Oh, beautiful pitch there, but he stuck his arm out. Wow. Well, looks like Abernathy got away with one there. At least that's what it looked like to me. I'm sitting up here in the press box, roughly about 60, 70 feet away. But that looked like he stuck his arm out there. That looked like a strike to me. But what do I know? This is, I guess, maybe my first game. I've never been to one before. Obviously, that's with heavy sarcasm, but nevertheless, Abernathy down there at first with a hit by pitch. An 0-1 to begin things here on the center fielder, Jarrett Small. Let's see if we can roll up a double play right here, and that hit by pitch won't even matter. Here's the 0-1. I think that was a inadvertent, I guess, pitch out, if you will. So 1 ball, 1 strike now to Small. Abernathy at first, and following Small will be at the top of the lineup with Rylan Metz. And another pickoff move back to first. And a very, very close play down there. Nice move there by Porter, and then Young slapping tag on him. That was probably a lot closer than what I'm sure most people anticipated. Another pickoff move. Oh, and that's going to get by the first baseman down the right field line. Abernathy is going to go on around the third. And Wise just airmailed it and threw it out of play. Man, well, that's a very unfortunate way of getting a run there. So 2 errors on the play. So the error by Porter throwing the ball away on the pickoff. And then an error in the throw by Chandler Wise. That's something you don't necessarily see every day, and these guys are usually pretty spot on here. I guess I erased the count on there. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Small. Now 2-2. But just a tough way to give up a run. My goodness. And really, if Porter would have made a good throw on over there to first base, I think that would have been another very interesting pickoff. Because they had Abernathy leaning right there, and Small will strike out for the first out of the inning. So back to the top of the order here with the right field number 23, Ryland Metz. So again, you got to put that play in the back pocket here. It is what it is at this point. But definitely a tough way to give up the first run of the game. But hey, you're still up 4-1. It is what it is. Got to get back after it right here. It's going to be fouled off to the third base side out of play, 0-1. To begin things here with Ryland Metz. His first plate appearance of the day. Ended up having a 2-strike single. And then ended up being stranded out at second base there. If you remember correctly, the ball went off of Porter's glove. And Wise couldn't get there in time off of the ricochet to make the play. Now 0-2 here on Metz. So far, that's the only hit that Porter's given up here on the day. So take another long look in there. No balls, 2 strikes. The windup and the pitch. And that's going to be chopped there to the catcher, but foul. It was behind home plate. So the count will stay put here at 0-2. Let's see what Porter can put together here to get the second out of the inning here. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3, see you later. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. So down goes Metz. Second strikeout here of the inning.
The pitcher, number 12.
And now batting will be the pitcher, number 12, Brennan Moorhead. Moorhead there put down a sacrifice bunt in the first inning to move up Metz after a leadoff single. Just a bit up in the zone there, 1-0. Couldn't have missed by a whole lot. Still a pretty good pitch there by Porter, though. Not really at the level that he could really put a good swing on it, but also could have been a favorable strike as well. Chopped to the third baseman, and that will be fouled down the third base line to even it up here to ball and a strike. Again, really to this point here, 2 2/3 so far. Porter has pitched a dandy of a game. He's got some big-time strikeouts and some key moments. Already right now he has 5 strikeouts here on the day. Yep. And another one about the same location as the one before. Called a ball now, 2-1. But you still like that placement. It might be a ball, but it's that borderline pitch. Could go either way. If you can potentially get that down just a hair lower. Yep. Beautiful pitch there from Porter. Even things up here at 2-2. So now you might see him go with that breaking pitch. You got 2 balls and 2 strikes. Let it go away from the hitter here, maybe a little low and away. Could come back up and in as well. You never know. Yep. See you later. Pull the chainsaw once again, and that will end the inning. So Porter strikes out the side here in the third, but the Tigers are able to put a run up on the board after a pair of errors as they lead at 4-1 after 2.5. We'll be back with more right after this break. Welcome back here, folks. Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Gearing up for the bottom of the third inning here from Raider Field. Again, Wapahani leads this one 4-1. And looking to put some more runs up on the board here in the third. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. Jones Auto Body, proud sponsor of us here on the WHS Network, as well as B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law. So we'll begin things here with the bottom half of the third inning with the Raiders' designated hitter number 17 rather, Brevin Rivers. He's hitting for the pitcher number 21, Riley Porter. Rivers here on the day was hit by a pitch, as that's a ball low. 1-0 to begin things here with Rivers. Very good at bats here. We've seen from the Raiders a good majority of the game here. You know, maybe have a couple here and there that might have been given away, but still most of these at bats have been very competitive at bats in which it's really making the pitcher work. And really that's what you like to see. Now sure, we have 3 hits. You'd like to see us maybe have a little bit more, but still 3 ain't bad. But we are working the counts and making Moorhead really work for everything, as that was fouled off down the left field line. Now 2-1 the count here on Brevin Rivers. So Moorhead gets a signs here from his catcher. Here's the 2-1. And that's going to be a rifle in the left field. Down in play, and that will be a leadoff single for Brevin Rivers. So Rivers down at first with a leadoff hit. It's the 4th hit of the night now for Wapahani. And now we'll have the left fielder, number 11, Isaiah Brozier, standing in. He struck out swinging back in the first inning. So looking to do some damage right here. Be a nice time to just get on base somehow. Very productive right there. A beautifully placed bunt. And that will be the first out of the inning, but a nice job there by Isaiah Brozier. Fantastic young man. A very well-placed bunt to move Rivers up to second. Now 1 out here in the inning. And now that gives the Raiders another opportunity to put a crooked number up on the board. A 5-3 put out right there for the first down of the inning. We'll have Adams now at the plate with 1 out and 1 on. Here's the pitch. And they're called a strike, 0-1. So you like the patience. Again, I've already reiterated that. The patience of these Raiders hitters. Coming out here and making sure that it's your pitch. That was a nice pitch there from Moorhead. Just dropping that one on in there. So now Adams down 0-2. Got to protect the plate. Probably wouldn't be too surprised here if he goes back with a fastball. That's exactly what he does. And Adams will foul it off. And the count will remain at 0-2. Following Adams will be the top of the order with Garrett Stanley. Really like to see Adams maybe shoot one into the gaps right here. And that's going to be a swing and a miss as the catcher held on to the ball. Now the second out of the inning. So now back to the top of the order here with center fielder number 15, Garrett Stanley. He's been on base both times he's been up. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning, then reached base on an error by the second baseman in the second inning. So 3 innings in a row and 3 ABs for the center fielder. So 1-0 here on Stanley, with Wise waiting patiently on deck. And the pitch will be chopped to the shortstop. It's going to be a bang-bang play. Oh, man, that wasn't bang-bang at all. And Rivers will be out at home plate. I'm not quite sure the decision behind that one. So a base hit there by Garrett Stanley, but then Rivers called out at home, and that will end the inning. So the Raiders lead at 4-1 after 3 innings of play. We'll be back with more Raider baseball coming back out of the break. All righty, welcome back here, folks, to the WHS Network as we get things started with the top of the 4th. And we will have a pinch hitter for the Alexandria Tigers will be number 2, Cole Stewart. So I don't know if Etherington will be coming out of the game or not, but nevertheless, Stewart will be hitting for him at least this time around. And that's going to be swung on and missed. Strike 1. So Porter here with another inning of work as we begin the 4th. And the 0-1 pitch will be in there, called strike 2. So Stewart coming off the bench and already in the hole here at 0-2. Porter back on the mound here, takes a look in there to his catcher, Tyson Lipscomb. Puts down the fingers, and here's the 0-2 pitch. That's going to be in the dirt, now 1-2. I'd like to get that up maybe a little bit more, but still not a completely horrible pitch right there. See if you could get Stewart fishing on that one. Now it's time to go back after him here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's going to be a shot into center field. Stanley will get over there in plenty of time and will make the play for the first out of the inning. So now we'll have the shortstop, number 14, Trey Stokes, with 1 out and nobody on here in the top of the 4th. Again, the Raiders so far with 4 runs up on the board. And the lone run here from Alexandria came on a pair of errors back in the 3rd inning, last inning there. So here we are to begin things with Trey Stokes. Just a hair outside there. 1-0 to begin things with Stokes. He struck out swinging back in the 1st inning. 1 of 6 strikeouts here for Riley Porter. And fouled down the third base line. Even Steven now at 1 ball and 1 strike. Again, folks, we'll be back at it tomorrow morning, a doubleheader for the Lady Raiders softball team, as we'll be taking on the Alexandria Lady Tigers in a Game 1 start time of 10 o'clock. And then the second game to follow after that, as that pitch was fouled back and had a play by Stokes, now 1-2. So make sure we'll broadcast those, put those then on YouTube after the games are over with. We'll have updates on Twitter and so on and so forth throughout both of those games coming up tomorrow morning here on the WHS network. Pitch outside there now, even the count up here at 2-2. So again, one out here in the inning. Here's the 2-2 from Porter. Oh, man, they did call it a strike. I didn't know if he was going to call it a strike there for a second, so that will be the second out of the inning. Strikeout number 7 of the evening here for Riley Porter. And now we'll see the first baseman, number 34, Nick Williams, standing in at home plate. Williams so far 0 for 1. Grounded out to the third baseman in the second inning. Must have been a little bit too low there for the umpire's view. 1-0 to begin things here on Williams. Looked like pretty good pitch there. Must have been just a hair low. Still a good pitch though by Porter. Low and away now, 2-0. So now you gotta really attack the strike zone here. You don't want to necessarily put it in a sweet spot, but you still want to find hopefully that borderline pitch. Maybe you go back outside again, see if you can clip the outside part of the plate.
Strike.
Goes back inside. Now it's low and away. So now 3-0 the count. And looks like catcher Tyson Lipscomb go out there and talk to his pitcher there a little bit. Hey, that's what he's there for. He's go out there, when things necessarily aren't quite in sync like they was. Go out there, have a little pep talk. Break up the monotony of things, I guess, a little bit as well. And we'll see if Porter can turn around this at A-B. 3-0 the count here on Williams. Nobody on, and 2 out here in the top of the fourth. That's in there for a strike. So a brief pause in the action. Again, 3 balls, 1 strike here on the Tigers' first baseman, Nick Williams. Here's the windup and the pitch. Ball 4, and that will be the first walk of the evening here for Riley Porter. So Williams will be down at first, and we'll have the designated hitter number 29, Brayton Gaines, now at the plate. We do have a courtesy runner down at first base. It'll be number 27, Bub Meisner. So again, he'll be down at first base, courtesy running there for Nick Williams. Again, Gaines here on the night, the 0 for 1 so far. Grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning. And the pitch, running on the play. He's going to be dead left to right. Oh, wow. Holy Moses. Thought he had him there. Heck, I know I thought he had him. but got underneath the tag. And I don't even know what the umpire called. I don't know if that was a strike or a ball. I'm assuming that it's a strike. It is. So 0-1 here on Gaines. And I thought he had him. Nice, real nice throw down there to second by Tyson Lipscomb. Right on the money. Nice tag there by Vickery. Everything was beautifully done. But unfortunately, the call didn't go in the favor of the Raiders. So no balls, 2 strikes here on Gaines. And a pitch from Porter. Just a bit low there for a ball. And the count stands at 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 1 on and 2 out. And the pitch swung on and missed. A big strikeout right there, and that will end the inning. So the Tigers again left another runner stranded on base. That will be their second runner left stranded on the day, as they get no runs on no hits, also no errors, and 1 left on base. So the bottom half of the 4th we go here from beautiful Raider Field. We'll be back with more Raider baseball right out of the break. Welcome back here to the bottom of the 4th inning here from Raider Field. Here on the WHS Network, a 4-1 lead here for the Raiders as we begin the bottom half of the 4th. And to lead things off here will be the second baseman, number 12, Chandler Wise, as he will foul that off to the first base side. And the first baseman will not have enough room to make the play. It was behind the dugout right there, so we tried to get as best of a camera view as possible. But, the dugout blocked it there. So, nevertheless, 0-1 to begin things here on Chandler Wise. Wise so far 0 for 2 here on the day. He grounded out to the first baseman in the first inning. And then he ended up later on scoring a run. And then in the second inning, he reached base on an error by the third baseman, as that one will be a fly out to left field for the first out of the inning. So here we are with the number 3 hitter in the Raiders lineup, the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Tyson so far here on the day 0 for 1, flew out to the center fielder in the first, and then drew a walk in the second. Ball low, 1-0. So the first few innings of the ball game here, the Raiders able to put a couple runs up on the board in each of the first 2 innings. Since then, they're in the 3rd inning. The Raiders threatened, but we're not able to put any runs across here. Looking to hopefully put up a crooked number here, hopefully in the 4th. 2-1 the count here on Lipscomb. Followed by first baseman Drew Young. The windup and the pitch. Be a ball low and in. 3-1 the count. Tyson Lipscomb steps back in there. Moorhead on the mound. 3 balls, 1 strike at the pitch. And that's a deep drive to right. If it stays fair, it's going to be... Oh, a foul ball. That looked like it went right over the foul pole. Man, oh man, that was a deep shot too to right. So unfortunate there for Lipscomb. Well, it should have been a solo shot, is now only turned into strike 2. So very unfortunate for Lipscomb and the Raiders. Looked good from here, but I'm not necessarily right down the line, but it looked like it went right over the pole or even to the fair side of it. And Lipscomb will strike out swinging for the 2nd out of the inning. Tough break right there. So now we'll see first baseman 23, Drew Young. 2 out, nobody on here in the 4th. Young so far 1 for 2 here on the day. Had a single in the 1st inning, then fouled out there to the pitcher in the 2nd. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Low and away. Now 2-0. And that's in there. Called a strike. Now 2-1 the count here on the cleanup hitter here for the Raiders, Drew Young. Again, following him, we'll have Braxton Davis. The pitch from Moorhead. Inside there now, 3-1. And a chopper to the 3rd baseman, and that will go foul just barely as that got by the 3rd baseman. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again here on Drew Young. Here's the payoff pitch, and now a shot in the left field. The left fielder will be there and will make the catch to end the inning. So the Raiders go quietly here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They get no runs on no hits, no errors, and nobody left. On to the top of the 5th we go here from Raider Field. We'll be back with more Raider baseball out of the break. Back at it here with the top of the fifth inning here from Raider Field. Again, the Raiders with a 4-1 lead here in the inning. And Porter still on the mound here for the Raiders. We'll begin thing here with the catcher number 20, Brandon Patz. So 0-1 to begin things here with Patz. So far here on the night, 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the second inning. Swung on and missed, strike 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. See you later. So Porter makes quick work of Patz for out number 1 of the inning.
The left fielder, number 11.
And that will have the left fielder, number 11, Miller Abernathy. He's what started it all there in the third inning. He was able to reach base on a hit by pitch and then was able to score off of a pair of errors by the Raiders. And that will be in there called a strike. That was going to be a strike anyway, because not only did he go, but then the pitch was in the strike zone. So 0-1 to begin things here with Abernathy. Porter gets the signs here. Here's the 0-1. And a ground ball through the 5 and 6 hole over on the third base side as Brozier will get it back into the infield. And so a leadoff single, or rather a one-out single, by Abernathy, as he's been on base both times here today. And now we have a pinch hitter, actually. It's not the center fielder. A pinch hitter here, number 5, Cade Bernetti. So first at bat of the evening here for Bernetti after it's 0-1. Following Bernetti will be the top of the order with Rylan Metz, but hopefully we won't have to see him here. Hopefully the Raiders might be able to roll up a double play, and that will be in there safely as Abernathy with another stolen base, well, with his only stolen base, but he's found his way around the bases here his first 2 times up. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Cade Bernetti. Porter here with a pitch. Swung on and missed. Thank you for the help on that one. I'm sure that's exactly what Porter was saying on that very well executed pitch. So Riley will try to wiggle out of a little bit of minor trouble here with a man out there at second in scoring position. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be shot up in a shallow right field. There's Adams. He'll make the catch. Get the ball back in there. There we go. So out number 2 of the inning. Very good job there by Porter and Adams being able to collect the out there for out number 2 of the inning. And to the top of the lineup we go here with right fielder number 23, Rylan Metz. 1 for 2 here on the day. Had a leadoff single in the first and then struck out swinging in the third. Bit up in the zone there. 1-0 to begin things here with Metz. Overall, a good day here by Riley Porter. He's looking to go 5 strong here, but just need 1 more out.
Yep.
And they're called a strike, 1-1. So Met steps back in there. Porter looks in there to his catcher, Lipscomb. Here's a 1-1. Swung on and missed. Completely fooled Mets on that one.
Go, Riley.
Really had him corkscrewing into the ground. He would have dug his own tunnel, I guess, back to Alexandria. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Mets. We'll see if Porter goes in that same direction one more time or if he'll come with some high heat. Here and a pickoff move. Porter holds on to things right there. Again, the count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Abernathy out at second base. And the Raiders lead it here 4-1 in the top of the 5th inning. Porter comes to the set. And the pitch. Gets him swinging to end the inning. So another big-time strikeout by Riley Porter, and the Raiders are able to leave the Tigers without any runs crossing the plate. So again, they get no runs on 1 hit, also no errors, and 1 left on as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Raiders still with a 3-run lead, 4-1 here. We'll be back with more right after the break. Here we are, folks, back with the bottom of the 5th inning. Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy. Bottom of the 5th inning here with third baseman number 22, Braxton Davis, to lead things off, as he's already in the hole here, 0-1. Braxton, pretty nice day here so far. Had a RBI single in the first inning, then was able to reach base on an error in the second inning. So 1 for 2 here on the day. And that one skipped in the dirt. So an even count here, 1 ball and 1 strike here on Braxton, with Stephen Vickery waiting on deck. Really hoping that Wapahani can tack on some more runs. A nice shot there by Davis, but a nice play by the third baseman to make the play, and that will be the first out recorded of the inning. So 5-3 putout, and that will bring to the plate shortstop number 8, Stephen Vickery. Stephen so far 1 for 2 on the night. Had a single in the first inning, and then grounded out to the third baseman in the second. So let's see if he can get something started. And that's a deep drive to left. Holy cow! And it's out of here! Stephen Vickery with a solo shot, and that will give the Raiders a jump start to the offense here in the 5th. A 5-1 lead as Vickery comes to home, and he'll be greeted by his teammates. Boy, oh boy. A big-time fly right there from Stephen Vickery. A dandy from Stephen Vickery. And now we'll have the designated hitter, number 17, Brevin Rivers. That will really liven up the mood out here. Here's the pitch, and just a bit up in the zone there to Rivers. 1-0 to begin things. I mean, Vickery sent a charge into that ball. So someone will end up having a souvenir. Hopefully they'll get back to Vickery or whoever. And it looks like the catcher might be down on the play. Hopefully he was wearing all of the protective gear that he's supposed to wear. Doesn't exactly look like it helped out any, but still 2-0 the count here on Brevin Rivers. So the umpire will brush off the plate here a couple times. Maybe wave high to a fan or two. Let the catcher take a couple of deep breaths. And then we'll get back to some baseball here. 2-0 the count. And that will be rolled down the third base line. Foul, now 2-1. Two balls, one strike here on Brevin Rivers, and the pitch inside ball 3. 3-1, and that one be found back out of play. So that will run the count to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Brevin Rivers. So another brief pause in the action here. We are fresh out of baseballs. Is able to at least get one back out here to the pitcher. I don't think the umpire has any. So Rivers back in the batter's box. Moorhead here with the payoff pitch. And that'll be ball 4. Another nice AB for the evening for Brevin Rivers. He's been on base all 3 times he's been up. He was hit by a pitch in the first, had a single in the third, and now a 1-out walk. And that will now bring to the plate left fielder Isaiah Brozier, and looks like we'll have a mound visit here by the coach for Alexandria, Jeff Klosser. So during this time here, I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. Stoops Automotive, Group Buick and GMC Dealership, as well as University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle DDS, and also the Muncie Dragway. All proud sponsors of us here on the WHS Network. The Raiders here with a 5-1 lead after a big fly from Stephen Vickery here in the bottom of the 5th inning. We've put another run up on the board here. And what has been a highly competitive ball game here tonight. Riley Porter getting it done on the mound so far to this point. Hopefully that trend continues. And then the bats have came alive here already. 6 hits here on the night.
Isaiah Brozier.
So Brozier will now stand in here 0 for 1 on the evening. Struck out swinging in the first. And then put down a well-placed sacrifice bunt in the third. Rivers at first base. Moorhead comes to the set and the pitch. And Brozier didn't swing at that one. 1-0 to begin things. Following Brozier will be Seth Adams. Pickoff move back to first, as Rivers will be back in here safely. So the count remains here. 1 ball, no strikes to Isaiah Brozier, as that will be skied up into shallow center field. Who will get there? The center fielder will, and will make the play for the second out of the inning. So here we are with the number 9 hitter in the order here for the Raiders, the right fielder, number 10, Seth Adams. 0 for 1 on the night, drew a walk, and later on scored a run in the second inning, and then struck out swinging in the third. So you still have, I guess we do have a courtesy runner over there. That is number 9, Drew Luce. I just now noticed, I don't know if they just brought him into the game or what, but that's going to get by the third baseman in the left field. Another hit here by another Raider player, especially lower here in the order. Seth Adams with his first hit of the day, second time on base. And now Wapahani has him at first and second and 2 out here in the inning. 7 hits now on the night here for the Raiders. Second hit here in the inning. So back to the top of the order. Garrett Stanley now at the plate. Swung on and missed. I'll tell you what, he was wanting that one. 0-1. Stanley has been on base all 3 times he's been up. Was hit by a pitch in the first, reached base on an error in the second, and had a single in the third. Ball low in the dirt, even things up here at 1-1. So Moorhead trying to collect himself once again here, find a way to get out of the inning. Here's the pitch. A ball high, now 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike to Stanley, 2 on and 2 out. And the pitch catches the outside part of the plate. So deuces are wild now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out and 2 on. And the pitch. And that will be fouled down the right field line, out of play. So deuces will remain wild. Moorhead gets his signs. And the 2-2 pitch. Ground ball right back to him. Tosses on the first, and that will end the inning. But the Raiders able to tack on another run here in the bottom half of the 5th inning after a solo shot by Stephen Vickery. The Raiders lead it after 5 innings, 5-1. We'll be back here with more Raider baseball right after the B. Joseph Davis game break. Welcome back here to beautiful Raider Field on a Nice sunshiny evening at the ballpark here. Nice crowd out here this evening in a battle of two Class 2A baseball programs here in the Class 2A number 1 Wapahani Raiders and 2A number 3 Alexandria Tigers. The Raiders lead at 5-1 here as we begin the top of the 6th inning with the pitcher Brennan Moorhead, and he will send it out to center field, and Garrett Stanley says, "I don't think so," as that will be a line out to begin the inning. One pitch and one out with the pinch hitter here. Actually, I'm not quite sure where he ended up going to. He came in and pinch hit for Etherington earlier. So he's playing somewhere. I just don't know where he's playing because they have moved around a couple different times throughout the ball game. It's hard to keep track of everybody. Usually I'm always pretty good at that, but they've moved guys around quite a bit here throughout the ball game. So Cole Stewart at the plate, 1-0 the count. Swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. Something like we might have had a fan there of Riley Porter near us. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Stewart. Porter gets his signs, collects, and the pitch. Fouled back. Now 1-2. It's been a great team effort here. I know we still have a good ways to go. We still have 5 more outs to collect here, but got to give a lot of credit here to Riley Porter so far in this ball game. Been very well pitched. The defense behind him, for the most part, has been very solid. The hitting has came to play, and so far it's just been a great effort by the Raiders here this afternoon as they're continuing to answer the call, the challenge of playing the top baseball teams in the state of Indiana. So 2 out here in the inning. First 2 guys sent down, a line out to the center fielder, and then another strikeout. And now we'll have shortstop number 14, Trey Stokes. And here, Stokes has been silent here today with a pair of strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Ball outside, now 1-1. So Porter finally gets what he likes here from Lipscomb. Here's the 1-1. And chopped, nearly hit the man on deck there for the Tigers, trying to take out his own teammate. As it's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Porter looking for another clean inning of work here. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, and nobody on here in the 6th. Here's the windup and the pitch. And again, fouled off, and that one nearly took the head off of the coach down there for the Tigers. So I'd be a little leery here if if you're the teammates and the coaching staff. I think he's coming for you. But hopefully not for too much longer here as Porter tries to get this 3rd and final out of the inning. Here's a 1-2. And that's a deep drive in the left. Thankfully it went foul, because that was a near moonshot. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Following Stokes will be Nick Williams, the first baseman. But we are fully intending on only seeing him in the 7th. So Stokes will step back in there. Porter back on the rubber. Once again, the 1-2 pitch from Porter. A ball outside. That was a real nice job there by Stokes. Got to give him a lot of credit there. Being able to resist from swinging at that pitch. That was a real nice pitch there from Riley Porter. It wasn't a strike, but it looked decent enough to potentially want to go after it. And the 2-2. Dribbled down to the third baseman, Davis on the first, and that will be off the first baseman's glove. He was going to be safe either way. So an infield single, a slow roller, allowed him to get that hit. So a 2-out single for Stokes. And the first baseman, number 34, Nick Williams, will now stand in at the plate. 0 for 1 on the night. Grounded out to the third baseman in the second inning. And then drew a walk and stole a base in the fourth. I'm not quite sure where that pitch was. That looked pretty good from here. But 1-0 to begin things here on Williams. One ball, no strikes. Stokes with a minimal lead down at first. And a pitch. Called strike, 1-1. Porter comes to the set here. And a pickoff move back to first, and Stokes back in there safely. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and that's fouled off to the right side, out of play. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes on Nick Williams. Brayton Gaines waiting on deck. So Porter back on the rubber here, looking to find this last out of the inning and get his guys back in there to hit. There's a 1-2. Strike 3 again. Pull the chainsaw because he just carved up Williams on that one. 5-1 Raiders lead it as we head to the bottom of the 6th. We'll be back with more right after this B. Joseph Davis game break. All righty, welcome back here, folks, as we get geared up for the
Leading off for Wapahani in the bottom of the sixth inning.
bottom of the sixth inning here. We have a new pitcher here. I had to take a pause here because trying to get all the newest substitutions in there properly. We do have a new pitcher, number 23, Rylan Metz. That's now 1-0 here to the Raiders second baseman, Chandler Wise. That'll be fouled back and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, that was just a bit high. So 2-1 the count here on Chandler Wise. And he didn't go on that one, nowhere close. Now 3-1. Chandler so far today 0 for 3. Grounded out to the first baseman in the first and scored a run. Also reached base on an error in the second. Also scored a run. And flew out to the left fielder in the fourth. And now a walk to begin the bottom half of the sixth. Nice at bat there for Chandler. So trot on down the first. And now that will bring to the plate the catcher, number 3, Tyson Lipscomb. Tyson on the day 0 for 2. Flew out to the center fielder in the first inning, drew a walk in the second, and then struck out swinging in the fourth. Oh, and may I say, I think he might have got robbed of a home run also there in the fourth inning. Tough break there for Tyson, but a new at bat and a new opportunity here. Tell you what, who didn't miss on a home run earlier, Stephen Bickery, with a solo shot last inning there in the fifth. Here's the pitch, high and in. Evens things up here. The ball and a strike here on the Raiders catcher. There's the 1-1. And that's going to be shot to the second base side. Tosses on the first. So good job there of moving a runner up to second. 1 out now in the inning. So again, Wise now at second. And a first baseman, number 23, Drew Young, now at the plate with 1 out here in the inning. Great opportunity here with a man in scoring position, as he will foul that one off, 0-1. Young so far here on the night, 1 for 3. Had a single and scored a run in the first. Fouled out to the pitcher in the second inning, then flew out to the left fielder in the fourth. Wise with a nice lead out there at second base and was able to get that one to curve back inside the outside part of the plate. Now 0-2 here on Drew Young. So trying to come back here with hopefully a hit or a walk, one of the two here by Young. Just got to battle through this at bat here. Now 1-2 the count. And the pitch by Metz, and he will get Young swinging for out number 2 of the inning. And here we are with the third baseman, number 22, Braxton Davis. Davis 1 for 3 here on the evening as well. Had an RBI single in the first. Reached base on an error in the second. And then grounded out to the third baseman in the fifth. So Davis fouls that one off. Again, back-to-back hitters here in the hole, 0-2. Got to protect the plate with 2 strikes. Of course, he did that in the first inning. He was 0-2 and was able to lace a hit in the left field, which ended up scoring Chandler Wise. So not this time around. Davis goes down swinging to end the inning. So here we are, folks, as we'll head to the top of the 7th. The Raiders lead at 5-1. Again, this is our B. Joseph Davis game break. We'll be back with more right after this. Welcome back. Here we got the top of the 7th inning here, folks. Raiders here with a 5-1 lead to begin things here with the third baseman, number 29, Brayton Gaines. And that will be chopped off here, 0-1. Gaines so far 0 for 2 here on the day. Grounded out to the second baseman in the second inning. And then struck out swinging in the fourth. Porter gets the signs, wind up, and the 0-1. Be just a bit outside. 1-1. Fouled off to the right side, now to play. So the count is ran to at a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 offering from Porter. And that's going to be strike 3. Looking again, as Porter just continues to absolutely mow down these hitters. So 1 out, nobody on. As we'll see a pinch hitter be number 33, Dalton Andrew. So Andrew would get his first plate appearance of the evening right here. Here's the pitch from Porter. And that's going to be chopped to the third baseman. There's Davis. Throws on to first. And that's that. Out number 2. So here we are, folks. 1 out away from taking the old ball game. A 5-1 advantage with now the left fielder number 11, Miller Abernathy, standing in. He is 1 for 1 here on the night. He scored the lone run back in the third inning after he was hit by a pitch and then a pair of errors. And then in the 5th inning, had a single and a stolen base. But other than that, nothing really to show for him. As that will be in there, called a strike, 0-1. What a dandy of a game here by Riley Porter. An absolute gem so far. He's got one more out to get. Here's the pitch. And there's strike two. So no balls and 2 strikes on Abernathy. Porter trying to finish him off as the Raiders are staring 9-2 right in the face. And the pitch. Strike 3 gets him swinging, and that ends the old ball game, folks. Raiders win this one by a final score of 5-1. We now advance on to 9-2 on the year. Alexandria falls to 10-5. A great victory here tonight for the Raiders. And we'll go ahead and step aside here for a quick break. And we'll be back with more on the postgame report on the WHS Network. All righty, welcome back here, folks. We'll make this short and sweet here. The final score here this evening, the Wapahani Raiders defeat the Alexandria Tigers 5-1 here. Overall line score this evening, the Tigers get 1 run here on 3 hits, also 3 errors and 4 left on base, while the Raiders get 5 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and 9 left on base. Again, the winning pitcher this evening in a pitching gem, Riley Porter, gets it done here tonight as he was able to really have a big-time and great outing when the Raiders really needed it here tonight against a very impressive team such as the Alexandria Tigers. So just a fabulous pitching performance. Fabulous. And overall, I really like the defense. You know, yeah, you had one play, you had 2 errors on. Aside from that, the defense was spectacular. So you really can't say anything bad about what we did defensively. Hitting-wise, I thought we was very good. You know, you had 7 hits. We were very patient. And I think that really worked out greatly in our favor because we was able to make the pitcher work. Nothing came easy to him. We worked the counts, made him really, get out of his comfort zone. And it was really a very successful day at the ballpark here tonight. If your Wapahani Raiders is named now improved to 9-2 on the season. They'll be back at it on Monday as we travel to Yorktown to take on the Tigers. That will be a big-time game there come Monday evening. We'll be traveling to Yorktown to broadcast that one. But again, we'll be back at it tomorrow morning. Doubleheader for the Lady Raider softball team as Wapahani takes on Alexandria in that one. Game 1 start time 10 o'clock. So again, we greatly appreciate all of our sponsors: Jones Auto Body, Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC Dealership, as well as University Avenue Dental, Greg Pyle DDS, B. Joseph Davis, Attorney at Law, and also the Muncie Dragway and the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. Greatly appreciate all of them. And for next time, folks, this is Brandon Morvillius alongside cameraman Jordan Ed Beard McCoy. Thanking all of you for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the WHS Network.